lecture, inshallah. Approximately 20% of the wealthy class uses nearly 80% of the nature resources, while the poor struggle to survive, whether it be living with unclean water, malnutrition, no shelter, no education, or no health care. Exploitation of the environment, reduced water supplies, and lack of vaccinations are prevalent in these societies. The special needs that face women and young girls are one of the priorities that Christian missionaries face when they try to respond to poverty in the world. Environmental problems only increase poverty in the world. Water is essential for survival, yet 1/6 of the population does not have access to safe drinking water and cannot attain proper sanitation facilities. Children suffer from poverty more than anyone else, and millions die every year. Most deaths are due to starvation amongst the extremely poor who are unable to feed their children. The result is malnutrition and related diseases that are deadly for the very young. The mission leaders are always looking to insert new things into Islam. In their view, a Muslim can remain Muslim, go to the masjid, pray towards the Kaaba, but he must believe in Christ as Lord, and that he died for him on the cross to save him from his sins. This doctrine is not that far-fetched from Al-Ahmadiyya, who believe that Jesus Christ was crucified. Therefore, the convert can be Muslim Christian or Christian Muslim. It is no longer necessary for the Christian from a Muslim background to mimic the West in the way he looks or acts. He can live in his country, sleep on the same bed, live with his family, go to the masjid on Friday, fast Ramadan, go to his work regularly, and regard the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, as a good leader. Now we have converts from Algeria and Morocco who are led by indigenous pastors. When they study the Bible, they talk about their own issues as converts. They use their own themes and music in their work. Indeed, evangelism is not from west to east anymore. It is now rooted in every country and starts with the local churches. Christian missionaries deal with the Muslims in different ways. The Muslim immigrants are influenced by the surrounding environment, and they start to take on the Western lifestyle, while keeping some of the traditions and practices. Muslims in Pakistan and India tend to lean towards Sufism and may introduce bits of witchcraft and magic into their worship. However, in the Islamic Arab countries such as Saudi Arabia, the Muslims are more involved in the practices according to Quran and Sunnah. Most Muslims in the Islamic countries consider the Sufi beliefs and practices as folk religion. Therefore, Christian missionaries rely on their experiences in dealing with Muslims. Most Islamic countries prohibit the existence of Christian missionaries. Therefore, the mission agents reduce the budget for sending less missionaries to Islamic countries. They may send a few of them under non-profit organization, names for disaster relief, or with Red Cross, or even as teachers of English as a second language, etc. The mission agents tend to establish Christian TV channels such as Al-Haya, Al-Karma, The Fact, Al-Wa'id, etc. They are broadcast to the Islamic countries, in addition to Paltalk chat rooms, forums, and blogs which represent their material in Arabic, French, Urdu, etc. As mentioned previously, the language is one of the most important factors. The indigenous Christian are being trained to serve the organization while evangelizing other people. Most mission agents do not announce the names of their Christian missionaries publicly. However, they do receive report from them regularly. The information is confidential to ensure the new Christians' safety. For instance, the evangelism educational programs online are used to teach the new Christians their new religion in the Gulf countries. Churches are being founded secretly in Yemen and Kuwait with the excuse that they are established for foreigners. However, they work hard in evangelizing the Muslims in secret. The churches in Saudi Arabia are formed to be small groups that are gathered in secret in houses to avoid confrontation with the government. For the Arab countries that have native Christians in them, such as Jordan, Egypt, Syria, Palestine, Lebanon, and Iraq, sending Christian missionaries from the West is no longer a priority. Our Christians are being trained to be missionaries in their home countries, while some of them travel to other countries. For example, Jordan has one of the most well-known Christian seminaries to graduate church planters, pastors, and teachers. There are at least 4 Protestant training centers in existence. Many refugees come to Jordan from Iraq, Syria, and Palestine before they obtain their asylum to other countries. Christians find it a great opportunity to evangelize those who come in need. During the summer, thousands of families come from Gulf countries such as Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, etc. to Jordan to spend their vacation, and they may encounter these missionaries. Some Christian centers take care of the young female orphans who have reached 18 years old and have no one there to help them. They offer them education and shelter along with the weekly biblical studies. The evangelism rate has increased in North Africa, such as in Mauritania, Morocco, and Algeria. The Christian missionaries have access to their countries through education and tourism. These countries don't have native Christians except Algeria, so the Christianity is not familiar to them. In addition, most people are ignorant about Islam, oppression, sexual and physical assault, and on wives and children, and double standard characteristics within the youth between tradition and mimicking the West are very common in these countries, in addition to the use of witchcraft and magic. Not to mention also the Amazigh barbarian people that they live in the south. They're called the Barbar. And of course the Christian missionaries, they use the race card to raise and to evangelize those people and drift them away from the Arabic language and from the Arab. The exception is found in Egypt. It is more complicated to reach the Muslims there. Western Christian missionaries don't need physically to be in the country. Egypt is considered the strongest evangelical Muslim country. It has Christian evangelical seminaries who send their Christian missionaries to other countries. It also has a Dubara mansion, which publishes Christian curriculums and books. Many Muslims can easily fall into the web of the Egyptian Christian missionaries from various churches. The indigenous missionaries are well established and are independent there. However, the other poor Muslim countries who do not speak the Arabic language, such as Afghanistan, Pakistan, Sudan, Somalia, and even Iraq, are reached by charitable organizations along with the American Army, who distribute tracts and Bibles in their native language. And I spoke about these in details.